toilet. So I was. I guess I've been eating some yogurt that is a little different than the other yogurt. But anyway, let's get back. And by the way, it seems like some have actually seen the moon in Jerusalem. So, and seems to have been two witnesses spotting the moon. It's very, very hard to see the moon. Here's the picture, anyway, from some place in Israel. So, I guess some starts the month today. Then apparently there's always some issues here and there in regards to people when in regards to winter started and so forward. Where did the thing go in regards of the? It should be here somewhere. Maybe I'll just see here if we can turn it around here. And go, oh, there we go. Let's push on it and get going. There we go. Going, doing. Where did we get to? There we go. We got a little further. That was in regards to food spoiled by yeast have so far never been reported to cause human disease. It seems to be a great error that he put in there. I would think, I wouldn't, anyway, you try eating some spoiled food and see how that goes for you. I wouldn't do that. Then we have the spoilage yeast in the wine industry. Origin of spoilage yeast in the wine industry. The wine production environment may be divided in two fundamental parts: vineyard and vinery. And then we had the vineyard. That was in regards of the what was it called? Resveratrol. Oh, I can't even say it. Let's see if we can find it on resveratrol. This is not going really good to me. Resveratrol grape, something like that. Let's see if we can figure it out. Maybe it can help me a little here. Resveratrol. There we go. So resveratrol in wine is said to actually have, if you go on PubMed, it's actually said to have antifungal. Now I've read studies that says otherwise and all that, and one of the studies that said otherwise was from Spain, and I'm thinking Roman Catholics and all that, who knows. But anyway, overall, it seems that it points that actually that the resveratrol is antifungal, so that's nice. I haven't really, maybe I have tried, I'm not sure. I did have some pills, but I think that was probably more from the seed of the grapes I tried at some point. That was something in regards to that. Maybe it was I'm not sure. Maybe it was resveratrol. There we go. But Doc Kaufman, the Roman papist, was talking about that you have the white wine and then you have the red wine, and they fixed the glass. They fixed the one glass. Well, actually, both glasses was this fungi. And they poured white wine in one glass and red wine in the other glass, and apparently the fungi was wiped out in the glass with the red wine, and it was still there in the white wine. But anyway, instead of just drinking, wine with alcohol, you can just go and buy some resveratrol. That's as I understand it, the antifungal component in it. So that was something in regards to the CFU. I can't remember that, but what it means. Maybe it can actually help me in regards of. Oh, there you go, Bob. Hey, so you came back. I had to go. Sorry about that. It's just it was pushing, and just when you have to go, you have to go. So let's see here. Where did we CFU? Let's see if we can find it. CFU. CFU. Oh, well, I don't know if I'm obsessed by it, but I'm trying to find, to figure out, how to get healthy for sure. So You tend to use a lot of time on fungus for sure. Trying to figure out, when there's no help and all that, right? So I still have the diflucan that I'm still just eating the things that I have. I just need to get all sugar out of my diet. And when I'm done with that, the butter and the yogurt and all that, I'll start with the diflucan and see how that goes. Have you tried diflucan? It took me a good amount of effort to try to get it from the doctor. He wouldn't really give it to me. I know it's of healing. Apply emu oil of bacon. What's it called? Emu. What did we get to? The first step of healing: apply emu oil or bacon fat on the burn mycotoxins burners. I don't know about that. Bacon fat. I don't know about that. Bacon is in biblical terms considered unclean. In regards of diflucan, that would be from the industry. I'm somewhat concerned of that as well, but I'm like, I'm at the point where let's try it out and see how it goes. It is the in regards of bacon, bacon is unclean food. So that wouldn't be an option for me. I'm not sure in regards to the bird thing, in regards of the emu oil. There's something in regards of, was it like K2 vitamin in it or something like that? I can't remember. There was something in that. I'm not entirely sure if it's a clean or unclean animal according to the Bible and all that. So, but yeah, I have heard a little about it. Emu oil. Yeah, it's the big bird, right? From Australia or something like that. Anyway, insects are the principal vectors for the transportation of yeast. We pretty much read that. Yeast colonization on grapes is influenced by the degree of ripeness of the bunch. I think we pretty much emu oil is animal fat. Pastafarian. What is a pastafarian in regards of plants kill and cure? Okay, yeah. I know it's from that is from an animal. I think it's a bird, right? An Australian bird that cannot fly, if I remember correctly. So I have looked into that, but I'm not so certain in regards of biblical terms and all that. So, but yeah. I'm not a I don't know. I'm not a Jew in regards of the flesh. In regards of I'm not a so I'm a Danish. I'm from Denmark. So a pastafarian. I'm not sure what a pastafarian is. So no idea. Pastafarian. No idea. So anyway. Did we actually find this CFU? No, it didn't have it, didn't it? I think it's something in regards of the point of emu oil is to lubricate your anus because of mycotoxins burn. Well, I don't really have burning down there, so that wouldn't be a problem down there. It's mostly my itching in my male part that is something that has been a really a big issue. But I don't think I don't think I need to. But anyway, I haven't had any problems in regards of that kind down there. So anyway, but the diflucan, I'm going to try the diflucan, and I've had it for 19 years, so you never know what comes next of weird things. That's true. I think I'll skip that one for now, Bob. So again, I have other ideas in my head at the moment to try out, and hopefully the diflucan. The diflucan is it is from the medical mafia, but it is made to it is, as far as I can see, it's the drug that is the pinnacle of the medical mafia in regards of killing fungi. So now of course there are other drugs that kill fungus and Candida albicans, but diflucan seems to be the top of these products. So I'm going to try it out and see. You know, it took a great effort to get it. Yeah, I know I know it's going to be a harsh trip if it works. Now, as I understand it, diflucan have a 93% chance of actually working. So you have 77% chance of it not actually working because the Candida albicans might actually be resistant to it. But that's still 93% chance that actually will begin to kill it. And as I understand it, the Candida can actually become resistant to the diflucan as well after you use it and all that. So it's like a one shot or one hit. I'm going to hit it hard and see how it goes, you know, and hopefully it will work. And hopefully I will see my symptoms, you know, go back. And yeah, I'll just have to see. Maybe nothing happens. And I know if it actually works, that is why I doubt the dose. That is why I doubt the dose. Well, the dose, I don't know. I fixed my. I've figured things out for myself in some sense. I read different things, and so that oh, that's why I doubled the dose. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to follow what I've figured out and go by that and see if it actually works. If it works, I would, you know, as you say, you know, you have, if the fungi begins to explode and that pour out a lot of bad things, you know, I should begin to feel very bad. so that's going to be interesting. But I'll you know. Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it. I don't know if I'm going to start with it tomorrow or something like that, or maybe in 2 days or something like that. But at least I have it. Yeah. I actually I hope that I actually get bad in regards of actually, because then I know it works. You know, if nothing happens, that will be well, we'll just have to see. I have tried the nystatin as well. That's only for the gut, so. Not really anything positive happening in regards to the nystatin, but I hadn't really, you know, because it's systemic. So, yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see. Again, hopefully it will work, you know. Who knows? So let's see here. Where did we go? Microbial communities in vineyards and in grave surfaces may be summarized as follows. One, mature sound grapes harbor microbial population. Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, can you look it up? Because I still don't know what the CFU was. It wasn't found in my. You know, I think there was something in regards of colonies, fungal units or something like that. Colony fungal units. I think there was something like that. I don't know. I don't know either. I think I've looked it up. You know, colonies, fungal units, meaning let's see, medical. I think it was something of that nature in regards of colony forming units. Yeah, colony forming units. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, colony forming units, pretty good. Yeah, we have it here as well. Colony forming units. I'm not sure if I can remember that, but let's see. Let's go back. So let's see here. So that would be microbial population at levels of 10 to the third to 10 to the fifth of colony. What was it? I can just look up the. See if we can. Oh no! Oh my! I think I did stupid here. Colony forming units. I went backward. Colony forming units. I'll just get forward here again. Can I move this one? No, I can't move it. That's sad. It's just the same place where you push the browser. So there we go. Colony forming units per gram. Okay. 2 insects are the principal vectors for the transportation of yeast. Number 3, yeast colonization on grapes is influenced by the degree of ripeness of the bunch. 5, the occurrence and growth of microorganisms on the skin of the grapes is affected by the rainfall, temperature, grape variety, and applications of agrochemicals. Yeast are mainly localized localized in area of grape surface where some juice might escape and are embedded in a fruit secrete. And number 7, oxidative basidiomycetious yeast, also a hard one, without any ecological interest, Sporobolomyces, Cryptococcus, Rhodotorola, and Phylobasidium are mostly prevalent in the vineyard environment. Oh my, these so many of these weird words, long words, Latin words, Greek words, and all that. And here we go with the winery. Lots of alcohol. Considering the winery environment, 2 sections are relevant: winemaking and bulk wine storage. That was number 1, and the number 2 is the bottling line. Winemaking and wine storage. The yeast population of wineries is quite different from that of grapes, particularly due to the high proportion of the S. cerevisiae or something like that. Again, the S, I don't know what the S stands for. Besides S. cerevisiae, other species frequently recovered from wine or grape juice contact surfaces, tank walls, crushers, presses, floor, winery walls, pipes, and so on. Now we go with the etc. That's Latin if I remember correctly, but and so on. So we have P, which I still don't know what it stands for. P. membranifaciens and P. anomala and Candida species are known for film formation on the surface of bulk wines is in unfilled containers. So Candida species are known for film formation on the surface of bulk wines in unfilled containers. Interesting. Yeast species regarded as the most dangerous to wines. Was that the same? E? Yeah, no, that's E. What was E? Oh, I can't remember what that means. IE. What is IE? I can't remember what IE is. IE. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Let's see. IE. This means stay away from fruit transforming companies. Yeah. In other words, there we go. In other words, I guess this Latin again. Something eat east or something. That sounds Latin. In other words, okay. In other words, the Cara Bratanomyces species and Z. bailey, and again I don't know what the Z stands for, and S. ludwigii are seldom detected in yeast studies performed in wineries. So it's very interesting. So unfilled containers, you have, Candida species and others. Interesting. Yeah, well. Bottling line. Wine bottling is a critical operation since, with the exception of hot bottling, it is the last contamination source before wine is released to the market. In most dry red wines, yeast contamination during bottling is not serious. In most dry red wines, yeast contamination during bottling is not serious. I wonder if that's because if it's the red in compared to the white wine. I don't know. Anyway, wines with residual sugar, and for some dry white wines, there we go with the white wines, it can be very serious, being responsible for a major part of the microbiology problems in bottled wines. So again, here it seems we see the thing that I talked about in regards of red wines and white wines and all that, that the red wines actually, the color of the red wine, what was it called? I can't even say it again, but the thing that makes the color in the red, red wines, resveratrol, I think it was called, is actually said to have an anti-fungus effect. So again, you can buy some powder. I don't remember if I did try something, but I'm not sure. It was many years ago. But I've seen you can actually buy the powder, and I haven't tried it yet. But at some point, I'll probably try it out. So that should be a natural fungal remedy. So anyway, but that's interesting. I'll just take a screenshot here because that would support the idea of the red wine and the white wine. So that's the next one here. Critical points. Red wine is great with skin. White wine is great without. No. I think it's actually. Oh yeah, that's something in regards to the skin as well. But you have the white wines and you have the red wines. When I was many years in my family and all that, we had white wine and red wine. So yeah, but again, the red thing in the blue or red grapes is the resveratrol, and that has said to have antifungal effect. And again, that is not found in the white grapes, as I understand it. So it doesn't have the same effect. So that's as far as I understand it anyway. But we had both, red grapes or blue grapes and white grapes at home, and the problem was that the white grapes was not that good. It ended up being slaughtered in the last bit in some sense. Of course, in regards to biblical matters, I think that's something that you're not allowed to actually put red and white grapes together. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's something in regards to that. Anyway, critical points. Some authors have studied the critical points of bottling lines. The outlet side of the sterilizing filter, the filler in particularly, the bell rubbers and rubber spacers, the corker in particular, the belts, cork jaws and cork hopper, the bottle sterilizer, the bottle mouth and the air inside the bottling room are important critical points. And packaging materials such as bottles, corks, and rib caps are generally not significant contamination sources because they are frequently infected by fungi, spore-forming bacteria, and the spores is pretty much just the babies or the eggs or the seeds of the fungi or the bacteria, as I understand it. And adventitious yeast which do not survive in the wine. However, they can be important sources of spoilage yeast when wine is improperly stored for long periods in the humid and contaminated winery environment. Yep, next one. There we go. So see, fruits. Oh, we go to fruits. Fruit is fertilized and ripened ovary. Ovary. Let's just take that and ovary. I don't know. Ovary. Let's see. Ovary. The organ that bears the ovals of the flower. One of the usual two organs that produce ova and secrete ostrich. Okay. It sounds like a sexual organ of the fruit or something like that. Fruit is fertilized and ripened ovary. Okay, I don't know about that. Anyway, fruits supply vitamins, minerals, sugars. Yeah, sugars for sure. Organic acids and dietary fiber. Fruits are used to make soft drinks, sauce, pickles, jam, and so on. Fruits are prone to post-harvest deterioration caused by microorganisms. And as I understand it, microorganisms is in regards to the fungi and in regards to bacteria and such things, It was estimated that about 20% of all fruit and vegetable produced is lost each year due to spoilage. And there we see some, I don't know if we can zoom. Yeah, we can zoom a little. In regards of the mold, anyway, lots of mold. Wouldn't eat it, that's for sure. Here we have some more mold. That was actually, this slide was actually the one that I put on Facebook in regards of doing some study. Anyway, Fruits are nutrient-rich substrates, but the pH of fruits does not favor bacterial growth. As a result, yeast and molds are more important than bacteria in the spoilage of fruits. Several genera, and genera is like, what do you call it? It's like I think it was singular was genus or something like that in regards of its clarifications. So as I understand it. But anyway, as a result, yeast and molds are more important than bacteria in the spoilage of fruit. Oh, we already. Several genera of yeast can be found on fruit. And I'm still thinking, maybe can Candida actually be found on fruit? OV again. Oh, yeah, we have, actually, it's an A. I don't think it's an O, it's an A. It looks like an alpha in Greek, actually. So, a small A, I don't know. So several genera of yeast can be found on fruit, and again, I do wonder if Candida albicans could be one of those. We know we know that Candida loves sugar. So anyway, high moisture content, high, alpha W, I don't know, AW thing. Well, I could. No, I can't copy it. No, I can't. It's a picture, so that's. And I don't know if I'm actually going to get anything out of AV. But must be in regards of how many. I don't know. Let's see. Where did we have it? In regards of AW. Nope. That's little. Nope. This going. There we go. Minimum AW for growth of yeast lies between. Must be some in regards of the moisture then, I guess. In regards of moisture, I don't know. Minimum AW for growth of yeast lies between 0.88 to 0.8. Kill fungus. I want to know, Lord. Well, I don't know. AV. I can try to Google it, but AV. I would think it would be something in regards of moisture, but well, let's have a search on it. But I'm not sure if I can find it. Okay, let's try. Oh, I was already in the browser here. So AV. That's not. I don't think it will work. Let's see. AV. Microbes. I don't know. Let's try. I don't know. I really. It's going to be water activity. No, I don't know. Water activity or AV. There we go. That was something with water. That's actually. So here we go. There we go. Water activity. The maximum amount of water that a given fluid. That a given fluid can contain in solution is referred to as its saturation point. Okay. So water activity is a partial vapor pressure of water in a substance divided by the standard state partial vapor pressure of water. In a field of food science, the standard state is most often defined as the partial vapor pressure of pure water of the same temperature. Using this particular, that was actually a dot, using this particular definition, pure distilled water has a water activity of exactly 1. Okay. So have 1. Okay, so this, I know distilled water. I made the colloidal silver with distilled water from the pharmacy. When I had a machine actually that could make distilled water in the home, but apparently it was still too, it didn't really work. So so you really had to get it from the pharmacy, and but then you could make some pretty good colloidal silver. Yeah, I would think. I read an article that said that there was like a science article. Well, that's going to be a little hard, but actually, I saw this what do you call it? test, and sadly it cost $35 to actually buy it and all that, but it was like from 1956 or something like that. Well, milk is moisture as well, so that's not going to. And pasteurized milk is, pretty much you kill off all the goods and the enzymes and the vitamins and all that. They do a lot of things to destroy our food sources. And of course, the cows are getting fed all these unnatural foods, and they are put in, small places as well, and they are really, and they're really, what do you call it? They are pushed to the limit of getting milk from the cow. So instead of quality, we are focusing on quantity over quality because there's a lot more money in, selling. It's just incredible. Anyway, so on so many levels, we're just destroying good, healthy food sources and pretty much making them. It's very sad. It's very sad. Here we go. In regards of higher AW substances tends to support microorganisms. Bacteria usually require at least. There's still sugar in the milk. Just remember that if you have Candida albicans and all that. Some talk about really really acidic yogurt, from raw. Raw milk and all that directly from the cow or something like that, should be very good, as I understand it, because it takes, it begins to turns the sugar, and you get more and more of the good bacteria. So that's one way of. I still need to get some raw milk and try it out at some point. I tried to make some yogurt from pasteurized milk and all that, but you can get it pretty sour for sure, but I don't know. Rather have it from raw milk. It would be nice to have a goat or a sheep or something like that that you could milk every day. Yeah. I have thought about if I should get if I could get a sheep or a goat. I live in an apartment, so I'm not sure, but we are allowed to have one animal, so at this place. So I was thinking maybe I could buy a goat or a sheep or something like that, and just milk it every day, and put it on grass down. I guess probably a goat would be better because I'm living on, I think it's second stairs up or something like that. Oh, nice. Well, that sounds pretty good. So higher AW substances tend to support more microorganisms. Bacteria usually require at least 0.91 and fungi at least 0.7. See also fermentation. Water migrates from areas of high AW to areas of low AW. For example, if honey AV around 0.6 is exposed to humid air, AW equals around 0.7, the honey absorbs water from the air. If salami AW around 0.87 is exposed to dry air, AW around 0.5, the salami dries out, which could preserve it or spoil it. But anyway, the research paper that I saw actually, it tested in regards to different pH values. But it looks like it's taking, it's just, But anyway, the article, even if the Candida dried out in its thing, it would turn to its, as I understand it, yeast form. I guess it just lay dormant then for, waking up again. Candida albicans is just a killer. It's just, there's so many cruel weapons at its disposal. It's just, and a lot of people have problems. And yet the medical mafia and the medical industry are just, blind to the issue. So But in regards to the diflucan, it took me weeks and weeks of struggle to let my, well, whatever you want to call him, my Latin spouter give me the diflucan, because he told me you don't have fungus, and they all pretty much just they pretty much just want to send me to a shrink or what is it called, psychiatric thing, that wants to put a lot of psychotropic drugs into me and all that, which absolutely I know will not work. If anything, it will make it worse. Destroying me. But it was really, really hard to actually let them give me the anti-fungal. So, and now I have it. It took me some time, and it really, really took some effort to get it. I wrote a lot to my main doctor and all that, and he gave in at the so that was nice. I listened to the Doc Kaufman, the Roman papist, and he has a program called Know the Cause, and it's a wonderful program in regards to fungi. You just have to discern all the Romanism and all that and throw that in the trash. But overall, in regards to fungi, he has a huge amount of good stuff. So, and I use some of the things that he actually, some of the gold nuggets that he put forward, and so I ordered my I don't know what that is. Chichinacea from 5,000 kilo. I have no idea what Chichinacea is. No idea. Let's see what it is. Chichinacea. Chichinacea. Yeah, he has so much good stuff in regards of fungi. It's so good. Would be nice if more doctors was like him. Oh yeah. Well, I think I tried something of that nature already, and it didn't work. And I paid a good amount of money for it, and I took it, and it didn't do anything for me. I think that actually might be or some white powder. So maybe I'm wrong, but there was something in regards of where it needed. The name of the product is Celsius. Okay, Celsius. Oops, images. There we go. That's chachinas. That's only with one T. Chachinase, which is a polypeptide. And I pushed something in regards of, but creative enzymes and all that. That's, I think we're on PubMed now. Chitin, the second most abundant polysaccharide in nature after cellulose, is found in the exoskeleton of insects, fungi, yeast, and algae and all that. Yeah, I remember there was something, but I can't remember how was that actually fixed in regards of the fungi. I can't remember where it was and how it was. Anyway, but I do remember trying something that was set to actually disrupt this thing and just make it explode and all that. And I took it all, and it didn't really work. Again, just money out the window as usual. Well, not as usual, It's, but it's again, yeah. It's just going to be interesting. I'll have a look on it afterwards and see what I can figure out on this. We have chachinase, creative enzymes, as well here. Well, maybe you can put a link or something like that on the chat. I don't know if I can see the chat afterwards. Well, I can't remember. Of course, the problem is that, I probably had something in regards to my diet that was probably not good. That could be a problem, yep. I know that I have had diets that was not, I was a vegetarian for a long time, and thereby being a vegetarian, of course, I was eating. But so many years and different things, so I can't really. I've did juice fast, where I juiced everything, fruit and vegetables and all that. I think I was probably just feeding the fungi, remember one of the fast, and I could just see the floaters in my eyes grow and grow and grow, and they grew pretty quickly at that point when I did the juice fast. But of course, it makes sense if I was just feeding the fungi. So yeah, so I might have been eating something I shouldn't eat, at that point. So it's well, it's it's just. It's a trip for sure, whatever one wants to call it. But at least there's other people out there doing research as well and trying to figure out things. And at least it seems like that some of these white coats are waking up. At least some of them. Looking at Doc Kaufman, looking at some of the doctors that he talks to. So yeah, at least it's nice to see some of them waking up. So where did the thing go? Where did we had the water activity, we had the CFU. Okay, GLS Health. Okay, let's just try it. glshealth.com. .com. Products. Products. It's a little hard to write. And what was it more? Silicis. Oh yeah. But again, that's one of the reasons why I want to go totally off the sugar when I do the diflucan, because I want to. That didn't go well for me apparently. GLS Health. What have I written wrong? So glshealth.com. Products. Then there's an L up here. Great. There we go. It's a little hard on the mobile, it's not making it easy. Oh, there we go. Oh, interesting. Let's just take a screenshot. Green Leaf Science. Okay. I'll have to look into that, see what it is. Enzyme blend with probiotics. Contains no gluten, yeast, wheat, milk, sugars, and so forward. Yeah, great. Well, I'll have to look into it. So it destroys the chitin in the fungi, I guess. But I do wonder if it's something of the same thing that I tried, many years ago. So I can't remember. I don't have the product anymore and all that. But it was some kind of white powder. I guess this is in pill form or so, capsules. But the thing that I tried, it just didn't work for me. But again, I might have been eating, things with sugar in it as well at that point. It's terrible, just terrible. You really need, you end up using so much money on trying so many different things over the years, right? And where was the page that we were at? But white powder in capsule, okay, yeah. Of course, a lot of things are white, but but the thing that I tried, it was white powder. I can't remember what it was called, but it was something in regards of attacking I think it was the chitin of so it seems to fit the bill. In 1 year, okay. Did it work? Did you get any results from it? If you use so much on it, that's a huge amount of money, That's $5,000 half done. Okay. That's a huge amount of money, using on I hope the diflucan will work for me. That was like 500 kroners. So and that would be in dollars. That would be around $100 for the diflucan. For what did I get? I got a good amount. I got 56 for around $100, a little less than $100, I think. So that's pretty good, and it's said to be the one pill cure for vaginal yeast. So, and I have like 56 pills of them. Now, of course, the vaginal yeast is 150 milligram, and these are 100 milligrams. But you still a huge amount of more than what is. So I have enough for a good trial. Anyway, there we go. So I hope it works. I really hope it works. It would be so wonderful. I have eye floaters in my eyes, and I've heard that people taking diflucan actually, have seen their eye floaters go away. And I'm like, oh, that sounds awesome, So I have a huge amount of eye floaters, over the years. There's, more and more of these floaters. That's a big problem. It's a struggle. It's a struggle, I guess. In regards of Doc Kaufman's, what is it called, the diet and all that, it seems that I really need to nearly get to a 0 point of sugar. When I was doing the meat diet, I tried the meat diet, and that was pretty much the best that I've tried of any food, to keep my issues down in the private parts and all that. That really helped a lot. That really, really helped a lot. And I was only eating meat. I was eating a lot of meat, but I was only eating meat and all that. And that was really good, And in the beginning, when I did it, I could really... Oh, since half a year? Okay. Yes, I've heard some say that you can starve the fungi, but I'm not not sure if But I know it really comes quickly back, right? If you just feed it a little sugar, it comes a 1.5 year or what? I made a big mistake to go to the bakery. 1.5. Okay, that's a long. Did you fall in at any point, or have you only been eating meat, without any sugar for 1.5 year, or have you fallen in? Because some say that if you just fall in once, then you have to start over. It's incredible cruel in some sense, So anyway, 98%. Well, that's probably not good enough. I was about to drink a lot of... I'm not sure in regards to the milk, because the milk has sugar in it as well. I would think that might actually also be a problem. So, but, I'm not so sure that is a good idea if one has fungus. But of course, I don't know. I would just, there's sugar in it. So I at least maybe try to make some yogurt out of it. If you have access to the raw milk and all that, you could try to make some really, really sour yogurt. At least you would take, that I was not aware that I have colon. Okay, so you hear, okay, well, anyway, I don't know, I would just be aware it seems like I'm reacting to every kind of sugar and all that. So, even the yogurt that I'm making and all that. So it's, yeah. Okay. Well, Doc Kaufman believes that cancer is fungi, and I would agree that seems to be the connection to cancer. But I remember, researching cancer and all that, and you see the same remedies being used to cancer, also being pointed out in regards of Candida albicans. There seems to be a connection there. So I do wonder in regards of, I saw this product of DCA or something like that on many years ago on YouTube, There's only 3 sugar. Fructose is the word. Isn't there more than 3 sugar types? I think there's more than 3. But yeah, fructose. Yeah, I remember there's like at least 3 in what is it called, in fruits and all that. I remember having like when I went for the fruitarian way of eating and all that. When I tried that, there was like again fructose, yes, and there was glucose, and I think there was one more as well. There was 3. I think I had this. I think I still have it actually in regards of this sugar, that sugar, and that sugar. And so anyway, yeah, whatever. But lactose would be also be sugar, right? In regards of milk. I looked for butter without any lactose, and I thought that there might not be any sugar in it. But sadly, there seems to still be sugar in the butter. But you can get some ghee. What's it called? Ghee? Is it called ghee or something like that? It's also called something else in Danish. But you know where you have the butter and it's you cook the butter and you make this product and it doesn't have any sugar in it afterwards. That would be an alternative to butter if one wants to go to zero. Yeah, there we go. Sugar, animal sugar. Yep. Yeah, ghee. Yeah, ghee. I guess that's the name that many knows it as. And there's 0 sugar in that, but I must say I like the taste of butter more. But, you know, if you want to go totally off, and again, it seems like the butter can even make my issues, you know, things. So, ghee is one of the things that is, and of course, coconut oil is another. I just don't really like coconut oil. I would like to have tallow, I think it's called in English, tallow, but that's pretty impossible here in Denmark to get tallow, you know, animal fat. So, cultured butter. You can culture it? Interesting. So cultured butter, I never tried that. I think cultured butter. That sounds interesting. Cultured butter. Cultured butter. Is that like having $5 half a pound? What is cultured butter? It's made in the European style with pasteurized fresh cream and in a churn, just like regular sweet cream butter, but with one additional very important step. So what is that very important? Is that to make it sour for some time, to make it ferment, or what? I don't know. Sound bacteria. I love bacteria. Okay, yeah. The cream rests in a vat where it thickens and develops wonderful tangy flavor notes of buttermilk and hazelnut. Sounds like, yeah, there might be something in regards of good bacteria. I don't know. Okay. I still wish, in regards of real raw milk, but apparently they seem to be making it out of pasteurized but at least, something to look into. That looks pretty good. And butter is, I really, it's the best tasting fat that I know of. Just sadly, there's would probably take some of the sugar out of it as well. So where are you from, by the way? What nation are you from? It's like the US or something like that, or making cultured butter is much like making wine. You want to ferment your cream like your grapes slowly to produce the best aromas. The longer you culture, the better. That actually sounds interesting. Can I do this at home? I guess if one could get some raw milk, one could do all these things and try all these things for oneself. There's a lot of things that one can do with milk. It's very cool, actually. The benefit of higher butter fat. Anyway, I'll have to look on that at some point. That sounds very interesting. Very interesting. Let's get back to see here. So overall, we pretty much did that, I think, didn't we? Or did we not? So, oh yeah, that was the AW, high moisture content. And I can't even remember what it was, but it was something in regards to water, right? pH range of 3 to 5. Again, there seems to be different opinions on this pH thing and all that. And I'm kind of, I don't know, I've seen an article, a research article, where it was talking about garlic and all that, and they had done some tests and showing the test results that they had lactobacillus something, the good probiotics, and then they had Candida albicans, and they put them together, and they showed what happened to them. And you can see after 12 hours on the first, then the Candida began to go down, and you could see them grow in the beginning, both of them. And then after 12 hours, it seems like the lactobacillus was, defeating the Candida albicans. But then you saw the other test they made, and they put some garlic in there as well. So they had the lactobacillus and they had the Candida albicans, and they put some garlic in there as well. And you could just see after 4 hours, it really began to go down in regards to the Candida. So that was very interesting. So if one made a really powerful low pH yogurt with full of probiotics, maybe lactobacillia, and then dump some garlic in, and I don't know. I've tried it, but I don't know. So, whoopsie daisy. Anyway, there's a lot of things, but out there, of course, one just wants to find something that works. Anyway, hope the diflucan works, would be wonderful. It would just be so awesome if it works. Anyway, I use 20 big garlic every week, yeah. The only problem, it seems like, as Doc Kaufman is saying, is that, this also seems to be the experience that I got, that it seems like the fungi can, become, what shall we say, resistance, there's a lack of better word, that it actually can be, first it works in the beginning and then it stops working, it's just, like for example, the oregano oil. I remember I took oregano oil in a capsule, and first time I did that, I felt like I was released, I was like, oh, this works, and then it seemed to stop having that same effect. Oh yeah, so triple the dose. Yeah, I probably should have tried, still the possibility of getting some oregano oil, use only for 2 weeks. It's great stuff. I used the thing from, I think it was Hilla something. That was very powerful stuff. I tried different bottles, and some of it comes in olive oil. It's like, it's just very sad. But Hilla's, I think it was Hilla's. There was like a bottle of very, very strong, powerful oregano oil. That was wonderful. Yeah, I probably should have tried, a greater amount and all that. But that, first time, I just remember first time that I tried it, you feel when, you take the capsule and then you feel it from the stomach when it breaks, because it goes up to your, you can feel it up in your throat, the oregano thing. It's like, so it has broken down there. It's like, but it was like first time I was like, oh wow, this works. Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, let's just hope that the diflucan works. That's that will that's the next thing to try out. That's the next thing to try out, and hopefully it works. Again, it is the first and recommended product in regards of Candida albicans. So yeah. And again, I'm not so fond of the medical mafia and the industry and their products and all that. But if it works, that would be it would be a lifesaver. It would be wonderful. Well, I don't know. You're more than welcome. But in any case, just trying the best, as many others out there, right? So we're trying to research, trying to figure things out. So I haven't solved my issue, and it has been well, at least 19 years, I think. Um, so yeah, I guess it might be better to listen to someone actually having But it seems like we have different levels. Doc said I will only do drug when I'm about to die. Oh yeah, yeah, maybe, yeah. I can't remember, but he does talk about nystatin and diflucan and Spornox. Okay, maybe only if I don't know. I don't know if maybe you're right. He's really into the natural products, and of course, the natural products would be the way to go. For the sheep, what sheep? Doc said I will only do drug when I'm about to die for the sheep. What sheep? Why are you talking about sheep? Oh well. I don't know. Do you drugs are for sheep? Oh well, I don't know. Of course, I really, I really wonder why why the system is so what shall we say, unwilling to hand out antifungal antifungal remedies. Yeah, well, I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to try it and see if it works. If it works, it works, and if it works, that would be wonderful. But yeah, it's I'm going to try it out. I tried so many things, other things. For 19 years, I've tried different things. So I'll give it a chance and see if it works, Again, I do wonder why they are so reluctant to actually give it out to people. You can get free vaccines, right? You get over to the doctor and it's like, free vaccine, get your vaccine, and then you go into your doctor and then you say, well, could I get some antifungal things? And then it pretty much just throw you out the office nearly. That's it's like, and tell you that, he diagnoses you or diagnosed me anyway, as that I should go to a shrink and all that. It's like, that's pretty incredible, how they misdiagnose you. And, just asking in regards of, trying some antifungal, so it's just an interesting response that the system gives. And you can see other people that ask in regards of antifungal so that they are not allowed to get it either. So just wonder why they would be so unwilling to hand it out. That's anyway, I'm going to try it out now that I have it and see how it goes. And hopefully it will go good. So hopefully. High concentration. Okay, let's go through. We're getting off topic here. But, it took me weeks and weeks, pretty much, weeks and weeks and weeks, and a lot of mails to my, a lot of struggle to get one of them to write it out to me. And, it's nice that he gave in at the last part. He wrote to me that he didn't want to hear anything more about it and all that, and he sent it, and that's great. I might have been a little harsh on them. I don't know. They are part of a system that pretty much murders people. So it's so maybe, but I was somewhat hard in my words. Anyway, well, actually, one of the doctors that I went to after my main doctor actually said that if I didn't accept his diagnose, you mean Indian doctors and Chinese, okay. Well, I tried to go to another doctor and ask, and he was, an Arab, and he didn't. He gave me the same diagnose pretty much in regards of, you need to go to a shrink and all that. It's interesting just because they can't find the issue. It began with an itch, but into the Western system. Yeah, he was in the Western system. Yeah, that's true. But I'm just, in regards of the outside, you have to be careful in regards to the paganism. But, yeah, of course, there's some good things as well. It's like our own system has pretty much, failed in some sense. Even if we, yeah, it's just totally corrupted. Yeah, it's just incredible. It's just so sad. And now people are then looking other places, and they end up looking into these they tend to mix good information with paganism, and you have to be aware of that, because that was one of the ways that I got into the occult, was because I was seeking health and all that, and then it gets mixed into this paganism, and then, well, you get into the occult and have contact with demons and all that. Anyway, that's in the past. Oh yeah, logos. Well, actually, yeah, I've used it also to my well, my part in the south. I put it in a sprayer. The iodine. Well, I don't really drink it as such. I use it as toothpaste. Put it on the tooth. Oh, sorry. The what do you call it? I put it on the when you're brushing the brush. I put it in the brush and all that, and use it in the mouth. I have been drinking it for example, when I was in Israel, I did have a bottle with me, and I used it to purify the water as well. But when the itch was really, really heavy down there in the south, I have a spray, and I have a spray that is less concentrated. Just put I don't know how many drops, but very not that many drops in the water, and then I have a really fine sprayer, and when you've been out there and pee and or whatever, you could just take the sprayer and just spray a little on it, and that seems to work, somewhat. Yeah, I have used iodine from that company, a good amount of bottles. I should order some more for that, because that was actually some of the Lugals, whatever Lugals. Actually, I do. Yeah, I have one bottle left, and there's not that much in it, so I need to get some more of it at some point. But that has been very good. I remember when I got an operation in regards of a Jew, what you call it, but like the Jews, So I got an operation down there, and I think they actually used iodine, and the itch didn't, after the operation, my itch stopped for a couple of days, and I wondered why that was. I thought maybe it cured it and all that, but sadly the itch came back. But I think they used iodine in the operation, because I remember having this, iodine really smells, it's really, and I remember this thing looking like iodine being on me, and later finding out, oh, they probably used iodine. So that's, I guess, but sadly it's, the itch is still, eating meat has really helped me in regards to the itch down there. That's for sure. But it's interesting how the doctors are misdiagnosing and all that. When the itch began down there in the head, in the tip of the penis and all that, and then they pretty much point to the other head being the issue. That's that's so insane. Hey, I'm having an itch down there, doctor, and they just well, you just need to go to a shrink or take these happy pills or whatever. It's just incredible. How failed can this system be, It's incredible. And of course, in the younger years, I was naive and stupid, and I ended up taking these happy pills, these whatever, I can't remember what it's, psychotropic drugs and all that. And that screwed, what do you call it? That's a bad word. But that toyed around with my brain. Even more, well, not even more, but it toyed around with the brain, and I knew it wouldn't work, because it's stupid. I'm going to the doctor having an issue in my penis, and then they give me happy pills, That's just incredible. Anyway, and then I got sent to a shrink at that point as well. Well, anyway, that's the beginning of the story, I guess. because they couldn't figure out it was fungi. Well, actually, they gave me some creams in the beginning against fungi, but it didn't work. But they never told me to change my diet. And if I'm just taking some cream that might, that is antifungus and all that, and I'm not changing my diet, I'm still drinking alcohol and, sugary things and all that, well, it's, it's incredible how none of them have told me to change my diet. Let's see here. When you will be a fungus specialist, if you eat magic mushroom, you will understand so much. Well, I wouldn't eat magic mushrooms. So I would probably have done that in the past. I remember talking about that and thinking about that when I was in the occult and all that. Trying different things. Well, I would be careful of those things. When you take these. What is it called in English? I'm not in English, but when you take these things, you can easier get in contact with demons, and demons have a way of actually being able to deceive people very, very easily. Sadly, I took something that was called ayahuasca, and ayahuasca is something that shamans use to, get into the spirits world and blah 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 and so forward. So some people go to these shamans, and the idea of the shaman is to once a year as an experiment. Well, just be careful, just be careful. That's all. But it's yeah. Anyway, the idea, of course, with that is that the shaman is to guard against the bad spirits and only allow the good spirits in. You see, the demons play this bad cop, good cop game and all that. Actually, the demons have a lot of ways of deceiving people. So just be aware of that. Yeah, it's just they come as like good cop, bad cop in regards of good spirits and bad spirits. They come as good gods and bad gods. They come as past ancestors. They come as higher self, and they come as what's it called, guides and all that. They deceive a lot of people by these, and they have different ways. Again, different what shall we say, clothing of trying to deceive people. And it's for real, and a lot of people don't believe in these things, but it's a little different when you begin to experience things yourself, when you have contact with these entities. Then you can't, and you can quickly find on the internet people that are getting deceived by these entities. So just be aware of that, That's pretty much my experience with that anyway. So yeah. Let's see here. And now we got off track. Pretty off track. I was a believing atheist beforehand and believing evolutionist. I've been visited by. Oh yeah, they also. Well, it was like they come as aliens as well. That's one of the themes as well. Aliens. And I think some have also in regards of, what is it called, these fairies or something like that. But anyway, again, many disguises, and yeah, just be careful about that. So anyway, so high concentration soluble carbohydrates. So that would be overall, a very nice source for yeast growth. Yeast association are directly reflective of harvesting and handling practices. So I guess that was in regards of fruit and all that. That took some time to get through. So anyway, yep. So how do you say that? That's a dairy product. Yeast can learn pH. Well, pH. I think actually it's a small p and then a big H. Oh, you can see it as well here. Small p and a big H. I can't remember what it stands for exactly, but I remember in chemistry we had something in regards to pH thing. Yeah, but the question is change to what? Because some says one direction and some says the other direction and all that. So I have a, it's somewhat hard to figure out. Some say that if you make, oh, okay, potential hydrogen. Oh yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yep. Some say that if you actually make yogurt very low pH, that should actually be able to destroy, the Candida if you have it in your gut and so forward. But I don't, there's so many, some say one thing and some say another thing, and I'm still somewhat confused about. Of course, in regards to the vagina, in regards to women, that should be a pointer in regards to what direction is true, right? Both extreme kill. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's yeah. Okay, I get that sense. Okay, yeah, just do something. Well, yeah, but hopefully it should be a continuing thing, right? I do wonder in regards of the antibiotics, if we have probiotics that actually keeps the pH low in our gut, and I'm just speculating, but if because it looks like the lactobacillus are actually making things more lower in pH. So if you're destroying the gut bacteria that actually lowers the pH in the gut, that might actually keep the fungus in check. Well, if you destroy them by antibiotics, well, of course, then maybe the fungus would run amok. I don't know, but anyway, that's an idea anyway. I have a lot of questions for Doc. That's for sure. I need to write all the things down and then ask. All. It's pretty good to answering them. Okay, yeah. That was something in regards of a low pH is actually a good thing in regards of fixing the food, as I understand it. Yeah, but anyway. So dairy products, yeast can grow well to protect the gut. Okay. Alright. Yeast can grow well at the low pH of cultured products such as in buttermilk from fungus, what is it saying? The stomach empty out only when the low pH is achieved to protect the gut from fungi. Okay, I don't know much about that, but anyway, so yeast can grow well at a low pH. They say here, so that's okay. Yeast can grow well at the low pH of cultured products such as buttermilk and sour cream, and can produce all flavors described as fermented or yeasty. I do wonder because some of my yogurt that I've made, when it has been sitting a little longer, seems to actually become, smell a little yeasty. And I do wonder why that happens, if the low pH should actually kill off. I don't know. Yeah, so many factors, I guess. Additionally, yeast can metabolize the acetyl in these products, thereby leading to a yogurt-like flavor. I don't know. Although have less sugar. Yeah, that's true. As I understand it, if one, I saw this in regards to the GAPS diet and the other diets. There's two diets in regards of, when people have problems with the gut. And they're talking about that you're allowed to cause the bacteria and the part. Yeah, so the idea of making the yogurt is 20 to 24 hours in a for example in a yogurt what do you call it, where the heat is around 37 degrees, I think it is, and then you let it sit for 20 to 24 hours, and at that point the bacteria should be at its top and the sugar at its lowest at that point. But yeah, anyway. But you need to, as I understand it, you need to put a little yogurt in it to get it started and all that. I guess there might be differences in regards of, raw milk and non-raw. I don't know. But anyway, I haven't tried it out. But as I understand the graph and all that was shown that I looked into, the bacteria after 20 to 24 hours is at the top as its peak. Yeah, absolutely. That was the guy. That was absolutely the guy. I'm looking at him as well. So Mike from Heal Your Gut, guys. I love him. Yeah. He has some good stuff for sure as well. Trying to check. He has this list of six things in regards to the Candida and all that. So he has some good information as well. I haven't really, there's something you can pay to get access to his program. I haven't really done that. But he might have some concentrated information in those. But again, money, right? People always want money nearly. It's just money here and money there. And yeah, you can really throw a lot of resources away on trying to figure out what the problem is. So, yeah, so Doc Kaufman and Mike, I don't know what he's called more than Mike, but yeah. So that's at least. And then of course it's nice to see that so many people are coming forward. We have different doctors and naturopaths as well. That's the natural, what is it called? Money or fungus. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But of course you do need some resources to actually buy the products, right? But that's true. There's one of the naturopaths, what is it called? Candida Killer, I think is, in regards of this channel, Candida Killer. I've seen some of him as well. You see a lot of things, but he seems to be a go in the wood. Yeah, I'm not sure how much that will help. Oh yeah, Candidex? No, isn't it something Candida? I think it's more Candida. I think the products are called Candida. But money. Yep, money. I looked at his product. I was like 4,000 kroners for 3 a month or something like that of his product. And I was like, that's a lot. But he does say that, Doc talks about, that you take a product and then you get on another product. What is it called? He says rotating here. You rotate the things and all that. But the guy from the Candida channel talks about that you don't need to rotate because there's so many different things in the product already. So you don't need to rotate. You just need to take. I don't know. I haven't tried it out. It's if I had the money, I would try it out. So, okay, well, I don't know, again, you have to, I don't know. Just, I'm trying to learn again. I haven't figured it out yet. So again, trying the best that I can. Again, I know that meat, if I only eat meat, that's one positive thing. I wish I knew that 19 years ago. I would think that I could have turned the boat around 19 years ago if I had known that. If I had known no alcohol, no sugar, and just meat, salt, and water, I think the body might have been able to turn the thing around. So, but I didn't know that, and no one told me, and I can't remember any doctor telling me to change my diet at all, or asking me, what are you eating? Are you drinking alcohol or whatever? I don't remember any of the doctors actually asking me about that, which is, interesting. And of course, they should have been the one telling me, oh, what do you eat? Change your, you need to stop drinking alcohol. You need to stop smoking. You need to, hot dog, liver, pate, cheese. Well, hot dog. Hot dog is probably made of, many times made of liver, pate, cheese. But hot dog is, swine. Again, swine is unclean according to the Bible. So, of course, you can get sausages that are made out of other things, but I try to get milk cigarette. Are you talking about things that you shouldn't eat? Well, pasteurized milk was something I drank a lot of. I'm not sure if that was positive or negative. I think it might actually have been negative because of the sugar. But all good. I wouldn't. I would. I would have suggested me not to smoke, and I would have suggested myself to not drink. And again, just eat the meat, drop the milk as well, and if I could turn back time 19 years ago, because that I only pretty much have the issue, at least in regards to the issue that I was, what that was really annoying me. That was in the private parts. So do the opposite and win. Well, anyway, so let's see here. Dairy products, yeast can grow well at the low pH of cultured products such as in buttermilk and sour cream and produce all flavors described as fermented or yeasty. Additional yeast can metabolize diacetyl in these products, thereby leading to a yogurt-like flavor. Contamination of cottage cheese with the common yeast Geotrichum candidum often results in a decrease of diacetyl content, Geotrichum or something like that. That's a hard one. Candidum reduced by 52 to 56%. Diacetyl concentrations in low-fat cottage cheese after 15 to 19 days of storage at 4 to 7 degrees. Well, whatever. I tried when I ate meat. There was a time where I ate a lot of ribeyes, but they're so expensive. But it's fast food. Just 2 minutes on one side, and you wait. You fix it over, and you have 2 minutes on the other side, and you have food on the table, and it's pretty tasty as well. Anyway, yeast are a major cause of spoilage of yogurt. Candida love cold temperature. I think it loves hotness. As far as I understand it, I don't think yeast likes cold so much. But anyway, as far as I understand it, you see Doc talk about the thing when people get out of the shower, for example, and then they begin to itch all over the body because the yeast reacts. Oh, look back page. Does it say it actually says that? Where does it say that? Is this the page you're talking about? 4.7. Oh, let's see here. Contamination of cottage cheese with the common yeast Geotrichum candidum often results in a decrease of diacetyl content. Geotrichum candidum reduced by 52 to 56%. Diacetyl concentrations in low-fat cottage cheese after 15 to 19 days of storage of 14 to 7 degrees. So what is it saying? Contamination of cottage cheese with often results in, but doesn't really say it loves it, does it? I'm not sure. I'm having a difficulty to interpret that. What they're actually totally saying here. Anyway, so okay. Yeast are a major cause of spoilage of yogurt and fermented milks, in which the low pH provides a selective environment for their growth. I don't think they're talking about, this is Candidum, Geotrichum candidum, so it's not talking about Candida albicans as far as I understand it. With the common yeast Geotrichum candidum, is that Candida? Or is it another fungi? It doesn't really seem to be Candida, it's Candidum. So, I don't know. But as I understand it, fungi loves heat. It doesn't, but yeah, anyway, Candidum, I'm not sure, is it? Usually they have Candida in the front. I'm not sure if it's the same thing. Well, there we go. Because usually when you have the Candida species, they usually have like Candida this, Candida that, Candida and so forward. Here we have Geotrichum candidum. So I'm not sure it's the same. But anyway, that's well, of course one could look it up. Let's see, geo. Geo what? It's annoying that you can tree home. This is going to. Oh, could I just open another window? 2 seconds here. Where's my glasses? Why did I put my glasses? See if I don't see Google. 2 seconds. Well, maybe a little more. I'll just search here on my computer, then I can see geotree. But I wouldn't think it would be the same thing as Candida, even if it does look like, well, it looks like yeast. But is it specified as a Candida albican? Okay, sorry, Candida? I don't know. It looks like a yeast, that's for sure. As Candida albicans, that's yeah. I don't know. I don't think they put it in the same category as Candida. I found a chart 2 days ago with the temperature that they strive. Okay. Well, I was just, when in regards of dog, he talks about, that you itch when you come out, and I would agree. That way, if you get out of the bath, you begin to itch more, or get out in the cold weather, you begin to itch. And dog talks about that as because, the fungi loves the heat, so it wants to get into the heat again, something of that nature. So I would have thought it would be the other way around, that it actually loves the, also in regards to the Candida being in your eyes, for example. That is hot. It's like hot tubs in regards to the eyes. So, but anyway, yeast are a major cause of spoilage of yogurt and fermented milk, in which the low pH provides a selective environment for their growth. Yogurts produced under conditions of good manufacturing practices should contain no more than 10 yeast cells and should have a shelf life of 3 to 4 weeks at 5 degrees. Yogurt having initial counts of more than 100. That was the big word, the CFU. What was it called? CFU. You had the word, but can I go down here and see it? Apparently, maybe I can. Oh, that's interesting. So the question is, where is it? That's the pH. Oh, there's a lot of writing here. I guess I have it in my. We have 130. Let's see here. There it was. So it was colony forming units. Yep. Let's get back to it. Colony forming units. So we have more than 100 colony forming units per gram, tend to spoil quickly. Yeasty and fermented all flavors and gassy appearance are often detected when yeast grow to 10 to the 5th or 10 to the 6th. Colony, I can't even remember it again. It's colony something. What was it? Colony forming units. Detected when yeast grow to 10 to the 5th and 10 to the 6th colony forming units per gram. Fungus is like God, he have all the power on earth. If you love cold drink, you have the fungus love cold. If you love hot drinks, that depends of how I feel, if I'm hot, I love cold drinks and the other way around. Anyway, yeah, as I understand it, Candida loves, the heat of the body and all that, and also, for example, being in the eyes and all that. As I understand it from dog, that's a wonderful place for fungi. So yeah, I guess that there could be variations of the Candida albicans. As I understand it, there can be different resistance that different Candida albicans can have. So yeah. The low pH and the nutritional profile of most cheeses are favorable for the growth of spoilage yeast. And next one, surface moisture often containing lactic acid, peptides, and you said that was fat, right? Or was that another word actually? Can't remember. And amino acids favors rapid growth. Some pre-Neolithic yeast strains produce sulfites, resulting in an egg odor. Common contamination yeast of cheeses. Oh, that was lipid. Okay, so that's another thing. Lipid, yeah, that was the fat. Okay. So what is peptides? Common contaminating yeast of cheeses include Candida species. That would go with the Candida here. Oh, that would go with the Geotriphum. So Candidum. Okay. So it seems to be the same thing as you said. That's interesting because every time I've seen the Candida things, they usually have like Candida this, Candida that, Candida what, whatever and so forward. So I'm not, yeah. So that's interesting. I don't know. Or maybe it actually is other. Oh, maybe it actually is other different. They have. I think common contamination yeast of cheeses include Candida species, and the question is then, would there be? It has like a. Yeah, okay, that's one thing. Okay, so it seems to be actually be different, I think. So you have Cluveromyces maricinianus or something like that, and that's another one. So you have the Candida species, and then you have this one, and then you have Geotrichum candidum, and then you have a comma again. Then you have Dibariomyces hensinii, and a comma again, and then you have the Paschia species as well. So it seems, yeah. So I don't think it's Candida. This one, I think it's another kind of fungi, not specified as Candida. But anyway, I'm not certain. So, so here we go with the Giudici, Massini, and Gaggia, 1996, studied the role of galactose. I'm not sure what you're meaning about that. You mean like a worldly fungus or what? Again, we have different, whatever you want to call the species of fungi, so doing different things. So, I don't know. But you means like a worldly fungi or whatever. I don't know. Of course, in regards of animals, we have different, we have different, what's it called? What's it called in English? Well, I don't know about that. Again, be careful in regards of if you've gotten information from a trip in regards of taking mushrooms or ayahuasca or whatever. You have to be careful. I remember one of the questions that I had to one of these entities in regards of, because one of my friends said, why is it that everything that that is bad for us is what we like, in regards of why is and I remember when I got contact with one of these entities and asking, why is it that I gave asked why is it that that all the bad things are the ones that taste good and all that, and that and I was told, oh, that's because we wanted the experience and all that. And it's just you have to be careful with these. It's deceptive, Anyway, I remember also being shown that we were like we had a spirit, and the soul went into this world, and then when we died, the soul went back to the spirit and all that. But it's not, if you look in the Bible, that's just it's bullshit, So of the heart, white or yellow, low, cold or hot, outside or inside, bumpy or hold up or down, left or right, big or small. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's There is a lot of connection, of course. That's, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know about that. So, well, I guess Satan has the power in this world at the moment. So, but that might, who knows? That might be connected to fungus. I don't know. It's fungi is very diabolical when it goes haywire. That's for sure. Has a lot of them, a lot of ways of taking us down. So, but according to the, no, I don't think so. I'm not. The sacred mushroom. What is that about? Is that about? Yeah, give me a resume of it or something like that. Maybe I have, but it's a couple of years. Yeah. Well, it's a lot of years since I was doing these things and all that when I was in the occult. So, yeah, it's. I did see different things in regard. I remember in regards of the what is it called, the red hat with the white dots on it and all that, and they. What do you mean about sun? Sun. Well, that's the Roman Catholic in regards to the sun. If you read the Bible, the Son is the real Son, the real flesh, the real man that walked on earth. So, of course, the Roman Catholics have the cookie Jesus, but you have to be aware of. If you talk to Roman Catholics and they talk about Jesus Christ and all that, you just have to remember that they're talking about the cookie Jesus. They believe that this little piece of bread, this round little piece of bread that looks like the sun, becomes the literal body of Jesus Christ. And they put it in a monstrance and they're allowed to worship this cookie, which is whoring with Satan, is idolatry. But of course, if you say that, then you are anathematized from the Roman Catholic Church. You are a heretic. That would be me. I have multiple curses from the Roman Catholic system on me. You also have the Council of Trent, where you have a lot of these curses and all that. So, in any case, again, I don't know what a Pastafarian is. A Pastafarian, is that what, in regards to the hair and all that? I can't remember. I can't remember if that's a Pastafarian. Is that in regards of a faith system, Pastafarian? I do wonder. Pastafarian. Let's see here. A flying spaghetti monster. Okay. Are you into the flying spaghetti monster? Is that what you're saying? Or Pastafarian? I never, or at least I don't remember hearing that's, usually the, flying spaghetti monster, I've heard that, I have seen that and all that, but Pastafarianism, okay. Well, I would say that that's pretty nutty to believe in, but anyway, well, great. Anyway, I hadn't seen that before. Well, at least I haven't. Anyway, okay. So you're pretty much, in some sense, a believing atheist. Would that be a more, prescription in regards to, because believing in a spaghetti monster is pretty, it's pretty wild, isn't it? That's pretty outside the yeah. Anyway. Pastafarian. Yeah, okay. Well, I learned something new, I guess. But yeah, I've heard about this, when people want to make... I started really... Yeah, okay. Well, so have you read the New Testament and all that? So if you study in regards to Roman Catholicism and Mohammedanism, you have the two most prevalent false versions of Jesus Christ. You have the Roman Catholic version that believes in a cookie Jesus. And the Mohammedan version, they believe that Jesus was only a prophet and listen on YouTube. Listen on YouTube to what? Haha, so funny. Listen on YouTube. I'm not sure. But anyway, you have the cookie Jesus of the Roman Catholics, and you have the only prophet version of the Mohammedans. The Bible. Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry, my bad. Okay. Have you seen the movie in regards of the Gospel of John? I think that's the best movie in regards of the Bible overall that has been made. Been to Cat Church? Not sure what that is. Church. Anyway, let's see if I can find. I think I put it on there on my Facebook in regards to the video. Catholic. Oh, Catholic Church. Yeah, sorry. My brain is apparently not working so well at the moment. But of course, it's 2 o'clock in the night at the moment. So, Catholic Church. Just be careful, about the cookie Jesus, and be careful of the Roman Catholic Church. Every single Protestant in the past knew who the Antichrist was, and yet nearly no one knows today. And of course, a lot of people don't care and all that. But the man of the number 666 is the Roman Emperor and Roman Caesar, who thinks himself the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. He takes all the titles of God upon himself. And that's the triune tyrant who is the head of the Roman Catholic Church. He is the Pontifex Maximus, which is the high pagan priest. And, he's the man of the number 666. The papacy is the office and seat of the Antichrist. Repeat last 2 minutes. Okay. Well, did it go a little too quick? Sorry, it cut off the last 2 minutes. That's bad. Sorry about that. I don't know why it does that. But anyway, the Antichrist is the Roman Emperor. The Antichrist is the Roman Caesar. He's the Pontifex Maximus, the triune tyrant. It's the beast of the number 666, the man of the number 666. It's according to the Bible, there are 4 beasts, and the last beast is Roman. So if you can find the Roman, the Roman king, 2 Jesus, as I guess there's a lot of Jesuses out there, but there's only one that's true. You see, Satan is very clever, so he has put a lot of versions out there that is fake, So anyway, see if we can turn it around. You can continue in regards of how many fake versions there are in regards of Jesus. You have the Egyptian version of Jesus, the mystic version of Jesus from Egypt. You have the Guru version from India. You have the Druid version from England. You have the Ascended Master Jesus. You have the Cookie Jesus. You have the Only Prophet Jesus, and so forward and so forward. There's so many versions. The question is, who was Jesus? But anyway, there's so many, No, I'm not. Well, yes and no. The thing is, Jehovah's Witnesses are, if you mean the group of the Jehovah's Witnesses, they don't believe that Jesus is God. So I'm not a Jehovah's Witness in regards of that, but I'm a Jehovah's Witness in regards of the, standing for the truth of Jesus Christ. So that is a yes and a no. But I'm not part of the group. No, I'm not part of that group because they deny that Jesus is God. So that was pretty stupid, I think. Let's see here. That was actually in regards to the article I talked about, Monilia, Candida, Albicans, a culture and a electronic pH study and all that. But again, $35 for it or something like that. I have some removed. Oh, there we go. This is the Gospel of John, 2003 full movie. I think that's the best version there is on the internet in regards of the Gospel of John. So, and actually the best biblical movie that is out there. So, as far as I've seen it, it's like 3 hours. It's pretty good. I think it's actually, the best that is out there. So, If you ever, it goes by the scripture, so it follows along. It doesn't take too much liberty. So a lot of these movies that is based on the Bible takes a lot of liberty, and that's just it's very sad. What? Have you ever heard that Jesus is cheese or the sun or oil or a mushroom and many more things? Yep. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. I have forgotten the mushroom Jesus, or what is it called? What was it called? Yeah. That's true. There's a Jesus mushroom. I haven't heard the cheese version. The sun I've heard. Oil I haven't heard. So, but yeah, it's true. In regard, I have forgotten the mushroom cheese. That's right. There's a book about that, right? The sacred mushroom. I can't remember what that was. It's so many years ago that. But I remember something in regards of what was his. That he was a special mushroom or something like that. I can't. It's so many years ago, but yeah, I remember that was so. But again, there's so many false versions out there. The thing is, if you can't trust the first version, why trust the rest of the versions? If you're not going to believe in the first version of Jesus, why believe in any other version? Look at the Mohammedans. They believe that they believe that Jesus was only a prophet, and that he wasn't executed. But that's utterly silly, because the Jews know they executed Yeshua. The Jews have documents on that, and the Jews call Jesus Yeshu. Now his real Hebrew name would be Yeshua, but the Jews are calling him Yeshu, and Yeshu is an acronym for may his name be obliterated or blotted out, because they believe that Jesus or Yeshua came to destroy Judaism because he was breaking all their man-made laws. So anyway, you must find Jesus with your heart. Well, again, be careful of there's a lot of false versions out there. So again, why would you, for example, the Mohammedans, there's like 1.8 billion Mohammedans in the world. Why would you, as a Mohammedan, follow a man that never witnessed, never walked, never ate, never heard, in regards of Jesus' teaching? And why would you trust that man coming nearly 600 years after the event, telling that Jesus wasn't the Son of God and he wasn't executed and all that, and then just reject everything that you have from the first century? I think Muhammad was a real man, but he was a false prophet. But anyway, that's true. There's something in regards to the moon, in regards to the Mohammedanism. And if you actually looked on Roman Catholicism, you have the sun and all that. And some believe that Mohammedanism was actually created by Rome, but I haven't been able to. But there's a lot of pointers that seems to that's actually could be possible, because Rome needed to destroy the real Christians, because Rome has always wanted to destroy the Christians, and of course Yeshua prophesied about that. So. Well, I've it seems they pretty much annihilated a lot of the Christians. So there's more truth in this in the history in regards to the Mohammedans than But anyway, well, if you're talking about love story in regards of having sex with a 9-year young girl when he was 54 years old, in regards of Muhammad. Well, I guess you could say that is a love story. I don't know. Just be careful, because there's so many things out there, and there's a lot of deceptions. Satan is still ruling in this world, and so be careful. Mary Magdalene. What about Mary Magdalene? That's another story in regards of that. In regards of that that Jesus had children with Mary and all that, with Mary Magdalene and all that, right? Again, you have to be careful of the bullshit out there, because there's full of bullshit out there. So, um, actually, I can't remember at the moment if it actually says, but I think she was, but I'm actually not. I can't remember. Yeah, I think she was, but I think I'm not totally certain at this point. I can't. I guess I'm getting tired, but yeah, but in any case, there's nothing that implies that, that Jesus had children in regards of the way of the natural way. Now, of course, he does have children, but that is in regards of the newborn children that is born by the Holy Spirit. So that's another way. Of course, the children of God is the Christians, So, yeah, anyway. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. So you have the Father, you have the Son, and you have the Holy Spirit, and so forward. And yeah, in the Gospel of John, it talks about, you have the Father, and you have the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and the children of God. So, well, I think there's a lot of people that do a lot of compromises in some sense, and pretty much distorts the things. Take the oh yeah, that's that we went a little off trail, yeah. But if you take like the 6 days of creation and the 7th day of rest and all that, that's not millions and billions of years. It's 6 days. So anyway, let's get back to the fungi thing. Yeah, I had to be careful with I love talking about the Bible for sure, but yeah. Anyway, if you have time at some point, look at the movie. It's a great movie. It's 3 hours. So, anyway, Giudice, Massini, and Garcia, 1996, studied the role of galactose in the spoilage of yogurt by yeast and concluded that galactose, which result from lactose hydrolysis by the lactic starter culture, was fermented by galactose positive strains of yeast. Well, you have to be careful in regards of the doctrine of what is it called, pantheism. Pantheism is a pagan doctrine that God is in everything and anything and so forward. Oh, did we lag again? It's bad. I don't know why. I don't know why it lags. What did we lose? What was it? Oh yeah. In regards of the pagan doctrine. Okay. In regards of pantheism, you have to be careful in regards of pantheism. This is a pagan doctrine that believes that God is in everything and any, that God, is in everything and all that. And you have to be careful about that, So again, it's an old pagan doctrine, that God is everywhere and in everything and so forward. But God is not his creation, because we're told to worship the creator, not what he has created, the creation. So we are to worship him who is, the creator, the designer, the programmer, the engineer of everything and so forward, So we're not to worship the creation, we are to worship the creator, So I have to be careful, because the broad way that leads to destruction, that's the way of Satan, and he doesn't care which way you take, as long as you're not going to figure out who Jesus is and turn to him, because then you begin to become an issue for him. And he don't like that, He wants you to be deceived and led astray. And as long as you are, led astray, he can actually be a pretty nice guy in some sense, or whatever you want to call it. But when you begin to turn to the truth, you can get into some, what shall we say? It's not, you can get into some, what is it called? It can be a little rough sometimes, but anyway, that's the way it is. Anyway, let's get back to it. Okay, which result from lactose hydrolysis by the lactic starter cultures was fermented by the galactose positive strains of yeast such as Saccharomyces cerevisiae and Hansenula anomala. Whatever. Anyway. And next one, bakery product. I'm a realism. Is that in regards to realism? what are you going by in regards to realism? Realism. I have no idea what in regards to realism. I don't know. A pastafarian. That's it's interesting that it's a UFO religion that was founded by okay. Okay, is that what you think about a UFO religion? Founded by 1974 by Cloud Vary Hahn. It's interesting that I've forgotten about the fungi Jesus. That's interesting. You get to a point where when every time you fill something in the cup, something else jumps out. It's very I remember in my young days when I played Counter-Strike and all these games and all that, and I was just an empty vessel pretty much. But sadly, well, now it's the other way around, like putting something more in it and then something else jumps out. It's just sad. So a UFO. But anyway, in regards of the people actually having abductions, in regards of aliens and all that, the only thing that has seemed to work for people is actually calling on the name of Jesus Christ to help them stop this. And this might actually be because it's a demonic thing. So calling on Jesus, of course, would help and stop the demons doing what they do. So anyway, it seems like a lot of these occult practices, when you do all these different occult practices, it seems to open the doors for demonic activity. So anyway, going back to the bakery product here. So the most widely recognized role of yeast in bakery is as leaning agent in breads and other fermented goods such as crumpets. In many bakery products, the water activity, that we go with the AW, is the most important single factor affecting the type and rate of spoilage. Thus, many products we are concerned with yeast, which are capable of growing at low AW, the water thing. So thus, many products we are concerned with yeast, which are capable of growing at low AW. Okay. There are broadly two types of yeast spoilage of bakery products and ingredients: the visible yeast spoilage and fermentative yeast spoilage. Okay. Visible yeast spoilage. Many yeast can produce visible growth on the surface of bakery products, particularly those products with high AW, what was like a water moisture thing, whatever. I can't remember. I can't remember what it stood for, but the appearance of some of these yeast has led to the descriptive term chalk mold. I think chalk mold is called chalk mold. I think it's chalk mold. Chalk molds and other visible yeast are most easily seen on dark products. Main sources of chalk molds are the slicing machine and the bread cooler. Both these machines are complex and have inaccessible parts, which are hard to clean and sanitize effectively. Okay, so Saccharomyces. White powder. Okay, white powder. Okay, I guess chalk. Okay, chalk mold. White powder has led to be chalk mold. Okay. I don't know. Saccharomyces fibulifera was most common yeast in blade oil. Next one. The next common yeast species was P.I. Bortoni, followed by C. sake. That's probably Candida then it stands for. Candida saga or Sago, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, and Candida para, that's one of those I don't know exactly how to pronounce either, but Candida parapsilosis or something like that. Candida parapsilosis was one of the common filamentous yeast in bakery. So apparently they used the Candida species for, yeah, but for that anyway. The optimum growth temperature for most of these visible spoilage yeast is 15 to 35 degrees. So the optimum growth temperature for most of these visible spoilage yeast is 15 to 35 Celsius. And the body is 39 Celsius, isn't it? So anyway, the optimum pH is about 4.5 to 4.8. Of course, anyway, next page. Sacchario is the sugar, okay. Sugar. Sakura, okay. So it's like a sugar thing. That's a lot of the things that goes over my head, you know. But reading a little, fungus that loves sugar. Oh yeah, okay. So it's a Saccharomycopsis. Okay, yeah. Well, okay. Fermentative yeast spoilage. The fermentative spoilage of a wide range of products and ingredients, which is manifested by alcoholic, estery, or other odor and or visible evidence of gas production, such as bubbling in jams and fondates, or expansion of flexible packaging. Some words that I don't know here. Fondates, and estery. Fermentative yeast spoilage can occur in a wide range of bakery material, but most common in those with high sugar content and low water activity. Oh, that was the water activity, I guess, and low water activity. Oh, low water. No, that's just, I guess it's something else. I'm not sure. Oh my, sorry, I'm getting tired here. Chemistry, and ester is a chemical compound derived from an acid. Estery. Okay. Roger that. These include jams, marshmallow or buttercreams used as fillings or marzipan, fondants, and icing used as coating. So fermented yeast spoilage. Okay. So we have foods and main characteristics and main yeast species associated with spoilage. So we have mayonnaise. We should probably take it one by one. Mayonnaise, tomatoes, and fruits. pH lower than 4.5. That is Saccharomyces species and Saccharomyces bailey or something like that. Wouldn't confidently taste alcohol or acid. Don't that. Oops. See if we can. Wouldn't confided taste alcohol or acid. Don't that. I'm not entirely sure what you're saying, but okay. Setbisporus. Then we have fermented vegetables. Medium 4.5 to 5.3. Eat. Okay, so eat. I wouldn't eat. Don't eat. Okay. Wouldn't confide to taste. Don't eat. Okay. Don't eat. Wouldn't confide to taste alcohol or acid. Don't eat. Are you talking about? I'm still not getting it. But anyway, when jam tastes alcohol or acid. Oh, okay. So alcohol. Alcohol. Is that an English word? Alcohol or acid? Acid. That would be no. Yeah, okay. But alcohol and alcohol. I never heard alcohol. Alcohol. Is that a word? Alcohol? No. Oh, like alcohol. Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess my brain is not with me at the moment. Yeah. Alcohol. Yeah, I get it. Okay. If it tastes like alcohol or maybe smells like fungi. Anyway, fermented vegetable, medium 4.5 to 5.3. Rhodotorola species or species. Debaryomyces species, Pichia species, and Candida species. That was to have the Candida species in regards of fermented vegetables. I do wonder how low I could actually get it in regards to the fermented vegetables. But I thought that, is there actually fungi when you do that? When you make sauerkraut? As I understood it from Doc, he said there was only bacteria. I don't know. I don't know. So, but I know you put salt in it to not have the bad, you know. Okay, Doc said it depend. Okay, okay. Pickles, cottage cheese. That we have apparently no pH, but that's Candida parapsiloides and Candida canadensis and other Candida species. Okay. And milk, red meat. Oh, that's the red meat. That's the diet that worked in regards of, really helped me anyway. By the way, if you're only eating red meat, if you're going to try that, I say fungus have all the power. Well, I know. I guess God has the upper hand, even if So, but anyway, so red meat, canned vegetables, high 5.5 to 7.0 in regards to the pH. I guess in regards to the fungi, people having issues with with fungus and all that. I guess it just depends of, when people figure out how to actually, kill it off, really, when it becomes, it might actually become very easy actually when you figure out how to do it. Who knows, if people find out that, this will kill it and all that, and there's certainty in it and all that, I don't know. But a lot of people are trying to figure things out, that's for sure. So anyway, Candida species, Chloe Maxianus crypt Fistavus and Arhodotorula and species, and Candida species, the Baryomyces species, and Rhodotorula species. And then we have dried beef and cooked and sausage and pH salt. This page says Candida eat meat. Oh, does it say that? Let's see here. Main yeast species associated with spoilage. Yeah, that's true. Well, in regards to spoilage of red meat, that Candida actually eats on fungi. Interesting. I don't know. I never actually. I'm not tried to actually take some red meat and let it sit. And see what happens. I don't know what will happen with the meat if you actually let it sit. Of course, it would rot, right? But what is making it rot? Meat, you and me. Yeah. Well. I don't know. Anyway, in regards of the red meat, I just know that that worked for me anyway. There was something in regards of the Candida being able to eat us in some sense. Oh yeah, the high meat. Yeah, I've never tried that, but I've heard it. Yeah, I've seen people doing the high meat, fixing it like liver and such things. It doesn't sound bad. Liver. I can eat liver. I don't know about that. The best thing that I've tried of food sources is red meat. So I would think it goes more for the sugar. But anyway, it's really, again, the red meat is really the thing that really have helped me in regards of getting my issue down there. From a 10, from an 8 to a 10 to a 0 or 2. Really have helped, if I keep on that. So, the red meat must have something that is, I've tried chicken or fowl and fish as well. And those kinds of meat doesn't have the same effect, same positive effect. So red meat from cow or sheep has this effect. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't really talked to Mike at all, So, But I wouldn't, as far as my experience goes, that in regards to red meat has really worked wonders for me. Yeah, had you tried out? Have you tried to only eat red meat at some point? Seen if that actually works out? You could just try for a week or something like that. And see see if it actually helps you. And just cut out everything else pretty much, and just red meat, salt it to taste, and then water, and try that for some time and see what happens. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, oh yeah, that's true. Sorry, it's my bad. My bad. That's true. You said 1.5 year. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm getting so tired here. I'm getting too tired apparently. Well, we should be able to. It shouldn't be that many left in regards of this. So I think I'm going to sleep after this.